And we are going to add some spotlights right now as we add Samantha Greenberg and her folks, Ivy and Alan. And as we add the Manos, and Manos, if you unmute something at the top of my list for me. Hi. Okay, that was perfect. See? Oops, I don't know why the Kleinmans did it. Let's unmute. We love you, Kleinmans, but we not let you. Okay, nobody else unmute. Page 120.
Do you be gracious to the ones I love and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Go ahead. Light the candles. And Ivy, you're up. You start with your reading.
I can't hear anything.
Should I start?
Yeah.
Okay. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'timanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai. Why is there an echo? Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvah, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
It was wonderful. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say
Amen v'amen, and good Shabbos. It's such a lovely way to start your B'nai Mitzvah celebration, your B'not Mitzvah celebration, and we will see you guys back for the Kiddush. So you can go back on. You're muted. We'll see you in a little bit. So wonderful. We've lit the candles. We've brought in Shabbat with our breath, and we now turn to page 138 for Lecha Dodi. And when we get to the third stanza, we're going to do 1, 5, and 9. We're going to ask everyone to rise. And when you rise, I want you to feel the Shabbat presence, the same one you felt with your breath coming into your soul.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם תפארת עליתי לה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני greet the Sabbath friend. בואי ושלום עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובשולה. ברוכים אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת חמה, בני שבת.
We remain standing as we turn to page 146 for the Baruch Hu.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
Please be seated.
So welcome everyone, and Mazel Tov, of course, to the Greenbergs and the Manoffs, such delicious humans. I am so excited to celebrate with you this evening. But we also are celebrating our third graders. So it's just like an entire Shabbat full of very delicious human beings in our congregation. Our third graders have a fantastic staff, and I want to take a moment to really appreciate our third grade teachers. So feel free to take yourselves off mute and let them hear your applause, or to say thank you or Shabbat Shalom. Robin Farbman, who actually works at our main office, so she's really part of many different branches of the Temple Beth Torah family. Danny Mishkin, who is right next to me in my little Brady Bunch square, and Maura and Mrs. Robin Locke. So we got two Robins and a Danny. So, you know, when in doubt, just say Robin, and you probably have the right person.
What's Mrs.
But these,
Locke's name on the screen?
it was Locke before.
I'll find it.
Okay. So these three wonderful teachers, Danny teaches our online section of third grade, and Mrs. Locke and Maura Robin Farbman teach our in-person classes. So if you could, in your box or in the chat, just really give it up for these wonderful Jewish educators. This year has been a year unlike any other, and we really want to show our appreciation. Thank you so much to the three of you for just doing what you do so well in the weirdest year ever of Jewish education. So thank you so very much. In terms of what our third graders do and what we're going to be doing tonight, in terms of what they do, they learn, just like the rest of our school, these 7 Jewish values through a very specific lens. So the third grade lens is through the lens of family, and we really focus on the Jewish life cycle. So our third graders have learned about their own Hebrew names and what happens at a Jewish baby naming and a brit milah, a bris. They also learned about what happens at a Jewish wedding, and they capped off those experiences, those units, with experiential learning this year through Zoom. So they got to like attend a baby naming, but the baby naming was theirs, and we sort of went through some of what their families went through to pick their names, and they got to learn about their own names. And then the same thing for a wedding. Our third graders made the flowers and made the rings and made the chuppah for Dr. Allison Weiner and Daniel Rabinowitz, who were recently married this summer, and they came back and got like remarried with the wedding put on by our third grade. And then our final unit is where we look at the Jewish value of kavod lazakein, of honoring our elders. And they have a letter writing project with an older beloved relative, and that sort of caps off at the very, very end of the school year. Our Hebrew, for many of our students, although not all, this is their first year of Hebrew school. Some of our students do attend our kindergarten, first and second grade programs, but for many of our students, this is their first year of Hebrew school. So the Hebrew curriculum is learning that Aleph Bet and learning how to blend, how to make your eyes go up and down from letters to vowels. And you'll see some of the background of the prayers that they've learned as well. So I know for most of our temple family, we are used to having our students sing during certain portions of our service. Zoom has not figured out how to make us all sing together in a way that sounds beautiful. So our grade services, in case you didn't join us for our fourth grade service, do look a little different. So in the case of our third graders, at I think four different portions of our Shabbat service this evening, we had our 4 different sections do 4 different things. And I'm positive that it is going to highlight just what an incredible job our teachers have done, but also it's just really going to showcase just how delicious these third graders are. And it's truly going to add a layer of holiness to our Shabbat together. So what that means, for example, is that one of our classes wrote their version of Ma'ariv Aravim, and that's Danny's online class. So Danny is going to read the prayer, and I'm going to pin his students because there's only 3 of them. So in theory, it shouldn't be that hard. Here we go, add spotlight. Sam and Carter and Jackie. And Danny, if you could take yourself off mute and read our students' version of Ma'ariv Aravim.
I am honored to represent Jackie and Sam and Carter. They do an incredible job in class, and they have done this blessing and written this prayer in honor of all the things that nature give us. God, you have given us trees and leaves so we can sit under them for shade, beautiful sunsets that make the sky so pretty, and warm weather so that we can play outside. We ask that you reinforce nature so global warming doesn't affect it. Remind people to clean the earth, and please ask everyone to stop littering. Thank you, God, for all the wonders of nature. Baruch atah Adonai, Ma'ariv Aravim.
Toda Rabbah. And we continue our thoughts on Ma'ariv Aravim with Roll into Dark.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night turns to day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into night. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Our third graders continue their beautiful contribution to this evening. As we sing, as we pray the Shema, which Cantor will lead, I'm going to be playing a slideshow of art from Maura Robin Farbman's class. So I know that it is traditional for us to close our eyes to focus on the words of the Shema. And by all means, this Shabbat, if that is where you are at, I really encourage you and invite you to do so. But if you're feeling a little different, I really encourage you to look at this beautiful artwork from these third graders and maybe focus on the oneness of God in a different way.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You're muted.
Beautiful. We continue with the Ve'ahavta on page 154.
Ve'ahavta. Would you like to sing it, Rabbi Wiesenberg?
Sure. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha Leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We turn to Micha Mocha, page 158.
Micha Mocha Va'ilim Adonai Micha Mocha Nedar B'Kodesh Micha Mocha Va'ilim Adonai Micha Mocha Nedar B'Kodesh
We turn to page 160, and this beautiful prayer, the Hashkivenu, ask God to watch over us while we sleep and return our souls to us each morning. So on page 161, give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into the shelter of the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. We continue with a special prayer for Shabbat called Vishamru on page 162.
Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ומיום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We turn to page 166 and we rise because this section of our service is called the Amidah, the standing prayer. So if you're in a position where you can rise, please do. Otherwise, just rise in spirit and lift your hearts to the heavens.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei HaKol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. זומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסירים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומיתו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. Baruch אתה Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. And I invite everyone to be seated. As we turn to page 175, and I was looking at my Siddur, and I noticed I have a bookmark that I stuck in from channel 13, but I didn't notice the quote on the back. And I think it's such a beautiful introduction for Ritzeh. It's such a beautiful prayer. The quote on it is not written by a Jewish person. It's actually written by Coretta Scott King, and it goes like this. The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. And we pray together the Ritzeh on page 175 that asks that our prayers be the right prayers on this day and that God find favor with them. And I think while we're praying this prayer, if we think about the compassionate actions we've done this past week and the ones that we plan on doing in the coming week, the acts of chesed, loving kindness, we'll be able to elevate our prayers even more.
Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu ve'amcha Yisrael. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu ve'amcha Yisrael. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu ve'amcha Yisrael. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu ve'amcha Yisrael.
Amen. I encourage you now, as we are about to pray our third graders version of Modim, which is a prayer of thanksgiving. I encourage you to turn your sound up just a little bit because these are videos. Hold on one second. I just want to stop share so I can have sound. Some of them you might need to turn your sound up, so I would take that time to do it now because we wanted to do it outside. And so there's a little bit of background noise on some of them. So this is Mrs. Locke's. Mrs. Locke, this is your Tuesday class?
Tuesday class.
Yep, this is Mrs. Locke's Tuesday class. Their prayers of thanksgiving, their Modim.
I am thankful for food, water, shelter, my mom, dad, and trees. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given me amazing brothers, food, water, and a house and dog. I'm thankful to God who created my family, my friends, basketball players, football players, sports players, Jewish religion, baby Moses, me, and my teachers. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who provides me the trees for us so we can breathe. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given me amazing parents, a great sister, food, water, love, and shelter.
There we go.
I am thankful for my amazing family, friends, food, sports, drinks, and technology. And I am also thankful for holidays, animals, nature, supplies, and teachers. I am
One second. Do that again.
who has Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, who has given me an amazing family and a house to live in. People I am also thankful for are my parents, my brother, friends, family, teachers, and God. I am also thankful for food, water, and shelter, and schools.
Amen.
That was fabulous. Wow. Thank you. Oh my God. All the 3 classes we've seen so far have added so much to our prayers tonight. We now take a moment of silent prayer. And during that time, if you'd like to put something you're thankful for in the chat so we can all be inspired, you can. If you just want to close your eyes and tune inward for your silent prayer, we also invite you to do that. And don't feel any pressure to have to write something. But together we can just make it a very prayerful space.
And during our silent prayer, last but certainly not least, if you were with us for our 4th grade, we did this as well. We will be displaying a slideshow from Mrs. Locke's Wednesday class.
Shalom Bimrama. Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Yisrael V'imru V'yimeru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael.
Well, that artwork was so inspiring. Thank you guys so much. It was beautiful. And I want to thank Rabbi Wiesenberg for doing such a good job and in inspiring such creativity at this challenging time of trying to really get to hear and see our students over this Zoom medium. And to thank Mrs. Locke and Mrs. Farbman and Danny Mishkin for being amazing teachers, and to our third graders and your families. We love, love, love having you here. I want to take 1 second and plug Jewish Summer Camp. That we can do so much in Hebrew school and you can do so much in your home. But one of the best ways to create lifelong Jewish learners, lifelong Jewish, future Jewish adults is to send them to Jewish Summer Camp. And we are so thrilled to be part of the URJ. And we have 3 URJ camps, Union of Reform Judaism camps in our region. One is Camp Eisner, where both my kids went, and the Moskowitzes were there for 15 years between both kids and me being on faculty and being a rabbi there. And Rabbi Wiesenberg went, and if you remember Jody Mishkin, she went, and some of our other friends who I know are here tonight. And then another camp is called Crane Lake. The first one's in Great Barrington, and this one's in Stockbridge or West Stockbridge up in Massachusetts, and it's like a sister camp. And they're very similar. They both have a lot of sports. Crane Lake has a lake that Eisner has a pool. I mean, they both have pools, but fabulous programs. And then there's a newer one that's about less than 10 years old called SciTech. And they do a STEM program where instead of singing a song in the mornings, you blow something up at the flagpole, or you learn film editing, or you learn some kind of science classes. And it's really wonderful. And the sessions are a little bit shorter. So we hope if you're interested, we have a scholarship fund through the temple, and Rabbi Wiesenberg and I could go on and talk about camp for a long time.
And there's also Sababa Surf Camp, which, yeah.
I didn't forget. I just want to remember all my friends. And we are so blessed to have Danny Mishkin as part of our congregation and your teacher. And he has done something innovative and amazing. It's a national program called Sababa Surf Camp. And you do meditation and surfing and water sports and oceanography and marine biology, a little bit of everything. And it's a sleepaway camp down in Norfolk, Virginia, around that area. But he also has some end of the summer programs in East Rockaway and some other things. So you can be in touch with him, or we can put you in touch. And we have some scholarship money for that. And Sababa has been very generous in making sure that any Beth Torah student who wants to participate gets to. And we're even looking into doing a parent-child surf camp activity. So watch for that. It's going to be really, really exciting. So one of my favorite things about camp was to go to a campfire and hear a story. So tonight we have a story, and if my screen share works, you're going to get to see pictures of this story as well. It's a miracle. And It's called the Shema in the Mezuzah, listening to each other. It's by a colleague and friend, Rabbi Sandy Eisenberg Sasso, and it's illustrated by Joni Keller Rothenberg. And this story comes about because there was a famous debate between Rashi, who was a famous Torah commentator, and his grandson, Rabbeinu Tam. The disagreement was on how the mezuzah should be placed. Rashi thought it should be placed vertically. I will share again. Placed vertically. And Rabbeinu Tam believed it should be placed horizontally. As a compromise, it became a tradition to put the mezuzah slanted into the home. So let's see what happened in this one special town that we are going to learn about. Annie's grandmother had just moved into a new home. Annie was glad all the boxes were unpacked. Now her grandmother would have time to bake her favorite chocolate chip cookies. Can we bake now? Annie asked expectantly. Not just yet, her grandmother smiled. There's still one more box to open. Annie's grandmother carefully opened a small package that Annie recognized right away. That's a mezuzah. We have one on the doorway of our home, Annie exclaimed. My Ima told me that inside is a special paper, and on it are very important words, the words of the Shema. Shema Yisrael. Listen, Israel, the eternal, our God, the eternal is one. Speak these words when you go out and when you come in, when you lie down and when you get up. Oops. Annie watched as her grandmother said a blessing and put a mezuzah on her doorway. Grandma, why doesn't the mezuzah stand up straight or lie down flat? Annie asked. Why does the mezuzah look like it's leaning to the one side? It's the same way at my house. Her grandmother smiled. Let me tell you a story. Once there was a town where many people had mezuzahs, but no one knew how to put them up. Perhaps there are instructions inside the mezuzah, the townspeople thought. They looked at the special paper inside the mezuzah. It contained words from the Torah, but no instruction on how to put the mezuzah up. Half the people said, we should put the mezuzah standing up, since the words say Shema, and tell us to say that when we get up in the morning. Half the people insisted that the mezuzah should be lying down. The words tell us to say the Shema when we lie down at night. Neither side wanted to listen to the other. They just argued and kept shouting and shouting. One side screamed, standing up. The other side shrieked, lying down. Standing up, lying down. Standing up, lying down. Oh, they were screaming and screaming, and it really was unpleasant. The two sides yelled and yelled, and they argued all throughout the day. They argued all throughout the night. Standing up, lying down. What were the people to do? They decided to ask the rabbi of the town. The rabbi turned his head to one side and listened. The rabbi turned his head to the other side and listened. He turned to look at the buildings in the town. None of them had a mezuzah on the doorway. What are we to do? The townspeople asked the rabbi. Shall we put the mezuzah standing up or lying down? To the people who believed that the mezuzah should be standing up, the rabbi said, you are right. To the people who believed the mezuzah should be lying down, the rabbi said, you are right. The townspeople were puzzled. Rabbi, how can we all be right? We can't have the mezuzah standing up and lying down at the same time. The rabbi smiled. You are right again. Very funny, Rabbi, both sides agreed. Ha ha ha. But the rabbi wasn't laughing. You haven't read the instructions very carefully. The first word on the mezuzah's special paper is listen. Shema. Listen to one another. You must put the mezuzah on the doorway so that it's standing up a little and lying down a little. The people who wanted the mezuzah standing up listened to the people who wanted it lying down and said, well, if we slant the mezuzah, it will almost be standing up. And the people who wanted the mezuzah lying down listened to the people who wanted it standing up and said, well, if we slant the mezuzah, it will almost be lying down. Both sides liked the rabbi's idea. The people stopped shouting. The people stopped arguing. They stopped yelling. They listened. They put up mezuzahs. The people lived in many different kinds of homes, but they were one people. It is just like the Shema tells us, God is one, Adonai Echad. And that is how Annie's grandmother said, it has been ever since. When we place the mezuzah on our doorway, it is not standing up and it is not lying down. It's leaning into our home just the way it should be. When we enter our home and we see the leaning mezuzah, we remember, she said softly, we stop shouting, we stop arguing, we stop yelling at each other. We listen, we are one. The end. So even though this is a story for kids, I think kids and grown-ups often need to be reminded of why the mezuzah is on a slant. And go check your mezuzahs and see if they're on a slant too. We turn to page 586 and we rise for the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We now turn to page 598 for the words of the mourner's Kaddish. And on this Shabbat, we are remembering with great love Sandra Bitterman, who we are in the week mourning for, the Shiva, and those whom we're in Shloshim, the 30 days of mourning, Florence Harari, grandmother of Mark Harari and Bonnie Millman, Michael Bernstein, father of Len Bernstein and Felix Bernstein, Gertrude Bernstein, grandmother of Joshua Bernstein, Seymour London, brother-in-law of Mark Kleiman, Rosalie Meltzer, mother of Ellen Meltzer, David Leader, father of Kelly Levine, Jean Goldberg, mother of Fran Young, Mo Engler, father of Yvette Hammer, Barbara Dreyer, wife of Barry Dreyer, and John Martouche, father of Alec Martouche. And those whose yurt sites fall at this season, and if there maybe isn't somebody who I have on my list and you want to add it to the chat, that would be beautiful. Nathan Abramson, Lillian Allen, Phyllis Balsky, Bruce Blau, Jack Brown, Diane Cohen, Alex Davis, Hyman Dobler, Anita Dobler, Sylvia Dreyer, Marilyn Evans, Myrtle Fight, Robert Fine, Alice Friedman, Abraham Givner, Natalie Greenwald, Rose Guncher, Lee Hershkovitz, Jan Hirsch, Max Kashtan, Pearl Leibowitz, Abraham Melman, Esther Millick, Jack Morse, Betty Pell, Blanche Pomeranz, Wayne Price, Hyman Rockmeal, Ken Sallant, Larry Sallant, and Shirley Sallant, Kate Schulman, Irving Stoltz, Philip Teicher, and Mildred Weinstein. And I see some other names in the chat. So Stephen Levine and Aaron Bridvin and Suzanne LeWinter and Rabbi Kelmer. And we join together in love and memory and inspiration as we hold those names and those we hold in our hearts, in our souls. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei dakol beit Yisrael, v'agalah v'zman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivorach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal, shmei dekudashah, b'ruchu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiram b'yama v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlomo Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And again we say, Amen. We go from the holiness of the Kiddush to the the Kaddish to the holiness of the Kiddush, and it is our honor to invite back Ryan Manoff and her dad Eric. And I want to say, I don't think I said her mom Marnie before. And to invite back Samantha and Sammy and her parents, Ivy and Alan, for the Kiddush, which is on page 122 and 123. And if the Greenbergs and Manoffs could unmute again, it'll allow us to spotlight you. Okay. Give me one more second here. All right. You all know your parts?
The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done.
And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Ryan.
Oh. Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, aker kiddushanu v'mitzvotah v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'achava u'ratzon hinhilanu, zikaro v'ma'aseh v'reishit.
Yom tefillah l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tzion Mitzrayim, kivanu v'harta, v'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava u'v'ratzon, Hinhaltanel, Baruch atah Adonai, HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim, how wonderful. Okay, and I'm going to invite, you guys probably have to mute. Invite Elise Freiberger, who is a member of our Board of Trustees, to just share a few words from the congregation. And on the top of the announcements, I think you have what you need. Oops, you're muted.
917-763-4709. Thank you.
Am I unmuted? Rabbi, am I unmuted?
You are.
I'm good.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Good Shabbos and Mazel Tov, Ivy and Alan on Samantha's bat mitzvah, and to Marnie and Eric on Ryan's bat mitzvah. Congratulations to both of you. And what we see so far, you guys look beautiful and you're chanting beautifully. And we know everybody's going to enjoy being part of the bat mitzvahs coming up this weekend, whether some people are virtual and some people are in person. The simcha is all yours, so enjoy and take it all in. And I know you've received some gifts. Actually, Rabbi, maybe you can help me out, but I think everybody's got a Kiddush cup from the Brotherhood that we just drank from.
Brotherhood, but yep.
Yes, okay. And a gift certificate to a nifty program in Israel. And probably there's a gift certificate also to the JCC in Plainview for a 1-year membership, I believe. So we hope you guys use that. We expect that you'll continue your Jewish journey through Temple Beth Torah for many years to come. And we hope you'll enjoy the confirmation classes and all the additional educational opportunities that are ahead of you. And we wish you and your family much love and happiness and a very enjoyable, thought-provoking weekend. Mazel tov to both.
Thank you so much, Elise. And we will give you those certificates along with your bat mitzvah certificates tomorrow at your service. So terrific. All right, we can't wait till tomorrow. I'm going to remove your spotlights. And you can breathe again, although you look beautiful. And we're going to take a moment of prayers of healing. I invite you to use the chat mostly to add names for healing at this time. As we turn to page 371, and I have the temple list here, so I am holding lots of these people. And if you could add to the chat as we join together in our Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avoteinu Mikor Abracha Imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mikor Abracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Amen va'amen, a refuah shlema, a complete and speedy healing to all those we have prayed for together. I'm actually going to take myself off spotlight and we'll go to gallery view. because we'd love to celebrate some birthdays and anniversaries. So I pulled a list of our third graders and their parents and their birthdays. So I see we have Lucy Caparino's birthday coming up the end of the month, and Jackie Gershowitz is a few days before, and we just celebrated Max Gitzig's birthday. Those are the only kids in third grade that I see with March birthdays. And only one parent of all the third graders, Lauren Gitzig's birthday, will be coming up next weekend. I think we got John Freiberger last Shabbat, and I know we had Rachel Mishkin this past week. I think we already sent a happy birthday to Charlotte Hirsch. You might have to unmute or tell us if there's birthday. Oh, I know. We have Joanne Sabato coming up, and we had Lawrence's birthday this past week. So we wish you guys a very happy birthday, and I'm glad you're joining us. And anybody else have a birthday or an anniversary? Well, yeah, did I see one anniversary? Jamie.
Rabbi Moskowitz celebrated a birthday on March 6th.
I did, and my friend Poppy Joel celebrated one on the 7th, so we had a nice weekend. And Jamie and David Storman, I see you have an anniversary coming up, and Rabbi and John Wiesenberg have an anniversary coming up the very end of the month, so we are very excited for you guys. Happy anniversary.
11 years of wedded bliss.
Oh, that's true. That's nice. Am I missing anybody who's on our call who has a simcha, a happy thing to celebrate in the month of March? I mean, unless you're going to be at services before your birthday. Like Beth Silverman, I don't know if she's here tonight. And I don't know if Ethan Gitzig's here. I forgot they all have birthdays in that month. Am I missing anybody?
Did we get Sadie Hurd?
I'm here.
Hi, Beth. Oh, your hair looks nice.
Oh, Ryan Manoff, happy almost birthday. And Sadie, happy birthday. Got Lawrence and Joanne. Dr. Steve Carmel, happy almost birthday. Jerry Rodas, happy birthday. Just coming up. Anybody else? Okay, we need a wonderful Shehechianu to help us feel the joy of being here and alive and able to celebrate together.
All right. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, lazman hazeh. Amen. Mazel tov.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Maya Millman, that's great. And there's some other ones here I don't think we saw. Oh, good. All right, happy birthday, happy anniversary. I may have Esrim to at least 120. And I'm going to invite Elise back to share a whole bunch of upcoming events.
Okay. Hello again. And again, congratulations, Samantha, and to the entire Greenberg family, and to Ryan and all of the Manoffs and family. Mazel tov on your daughter's bat mitzvahs, and all the best wishes for a wonderful celebratory weekend. Happy birthday to all the March birthdays, including Beth and Rabbi and whoever else, Poppy Joel and whoever else is celebrating. And to the third graders, what an awesome job tonight. I love the slideshow and the artwork and the singing and the prayers, all super, super beautiful. Congrats to all the teachers for all the hard work. Great job, everybody. Okay, so tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. is Torah study with the rabbi. And Sunday, March 14th at 11 a.m. is a dealing with stress Zoom session. I think that's with Robin Steinberg for anybody who's interested. Monday, March 15th at 6:30 is a budget and finance committee meeting. And at 7 p.m. is a schmooze group to get to know your TVT leadership, featuring Dr. Brian Goldstein on Monday night. Don't miss it. He's so much fun. Wednesday, March 17th at 10 a.m. there's a facilities meeting. Friday, March 19th, we have Torah yoga at 10:15 in the morning. 3:30 to 6 o'clock. Dinner will be available for pickup, and anybody who hasn't RSVP to pick up your Shabbat dinner, we are extending RSVPs until this upcoming Monday night. So put your orders in, and then we can all eat dinner virtually together at 6:30 p.m. and Zoom in again for Shabbat services. So that's next Friday night for 6:30 services.
And what we're going to do is at the end of services, we're going to have breakout rooms. Like you would go to a table and sit for dinner, and you can just have dessert. You don't really have to watch each other eat, but we'll have you can choose your room, your table, and you can move from table to table even and kind of feel like you're in the same space.
Oh, fun. Okay, so Sunday, March 21 at 10 a.m. is the TBT walk-in talk group, and that meets up at the library. Is that at Chestnut Hill?
Yeah.
Okay. And then at 4:30 is the Social Action Committee. Monday, March 22nd, 5:45 is Passover Storytime Experience with DJB Early Childhood Center.
David Joshua Berg.
Oh, okay, that's us. Early Childhood Center, and that's for kids aged 2 to 7, and there will be an arts and crafts program as well. Please RSVP to Stacy in the office and let her know how many kids are coming, and we'll have to pick up supplies for that. March 25th, 8 o'clock is a virtual paint night. Sign up is available online on our website. Sunday, March 28th, 6 o'clock p.m. is the second night Seder on Zoom with the congregation Lador Vador. Thursday, April 1, 7 p.m. is a golf lesson with Bill Milgram. Saturday, April 3rd, 9 a.m. is a Yisker memorial service. Friday, April 9th, 6:30 p.m. is our special Yom HaShoah service, and we'll have a special speaker that night, Marilyn Shimon, and we'll also feature grandchildren of survivors. And if you're a grandchild of a survivor, please let one of the clergy know. Monday, April 12th, 7 p.m. is the Adept program with combined with the library and the Historical Society, bringing First Jewish Americans Freedom and Culture in the New World. And that's all again by Zoom. And getting really far ahead, Saturday, May 1, Habitat for Humanity. And you can contact Robin Messinger to sign up for that. Reminder to change your clocks this weekend. Happy spring. And
one more thing. We have two drives going on right now, two social action drives. One is for the Mercy Soup Kitchen and Wine Dance, and there's a list of supplies in the email or on the website. And the second is donations to the Redmond Food Pantry at the Mid-Island JCC. And both of these are to help everyone get ready for Passover and Easter. And there's a special act of tzedakah that we do for Passover. This will be a great way to do it. And you can make the donation to the Redmond Food Pantry through the TBT website, and the list of stuff you can find there too.
Okay, and lastly, thank you to all three clergy, our rabbis and Cantor, for a beautiful service tonight.
And thank you, Elise, for being here.
Yes.
Rabbi Wiesenberg, do you need to say anything else before we go to our closing song with Cantor Applebaum?
Third graders, I love you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much to our third grade teachers. And our next grade service is coming up next month with our sixth graders. And Yom Ha'atzmaut.
Great.
So I missed out this year on teaching the third grade a song that I love. They learn about life cycle events, and I always teach them a song about getting your Hebrew name at your baby naming or your bris. It's called That's My Name. But I figured just because I couldn't work with them on it doesn't mean that I can't sing it. And they won't have missed out on it entirely. I'm named after my grandmother, who's named after her grandfather, who's named after his great uncle, who's named after his great 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 aunt. I've got all these people in me, a great responsibility. If they could only see me today, they'd be proud of me in so many ways. remembered by a little boy or girl who will be very proud to be named after me. We've got all these people inside. We're named after them because they live their lives with laughter and love and passion and pride. They went above and beyond, and that is why we're so proud and excited when we exclaim, "That's my name. That's my name." Everybody sing, "That's my name." One more time, "That's my name."
Thank you, Cantor. Thank you all. We ask God's blessings on us this Shabbat, and that it'll carry us through the week. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our mothers and fathers, please continue to bless us with the joy of our children, and continue to let us know that Judaism is in good hands as it moves into the future. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. And we invite you to stay to